Approximately 4,500 years ago, an astonishing creation emerged in Egypt. This marvel, known as the Great Pyramid of Giza, continues to captivate individuals even in modern times. Standing at a towering height of 147 meters, it held the distinction of being the world's tallest edifice for over 4,000 years. The construction of these pyramids involved the use of immense stones, with an estimated weight of 6 million tons. In stark contrast, the present-day tallest structure, the Burj Khalifa, weighs a mere 500,000 tons. This leads to a perplexing question. How was the Great Pyramid of Giza erected? At that time, people lacked cranes, bulldozers, or advanced technology, to the extent that they didn't even possess wheels. Can you imagine a structure that has endured for over 4,500 years, standing tall despite scorching summers, violent storms, heavy rainfall, and the effects of time? There is no other surviving structure as ancient and massive as the Great Pyramid of Giza. How was such a remarkable feat accomplished? Join us in this video as we delve into the mystery of the pyramids. The Great Pyramid is widely regarded as the most puzzling structure on Earth. Erected around 2500 BC, it held the title of the world's tallest structure for over 3,500 years. These colossal tombs, constructed with gleaming white limestone, were designed to conceal the secrets of the deceased. As we delve further into the past, it becomes increasingly challenging to definitively determine what exactly transpired, when, and how. It is believed that the Great Pyramid of Giza was constructed in 2560 BC by the Pharaoh Khufu, one of the revered rulers of ancient Egypt, known as pharaohs. Our knowledge about Pharaoh Khufu, the second ruler of the 4th dynasty of Egypt's Old Kingdom, is limited. The Great Pyramid of Giza, situated on the west bank of the Nile River, is not the only pyramid at the site. 2 other pyramids stand alongside it. The tallest among them is the Pyramid of Giza, also known as the Pyramid of Khufu. The Pyramid of Khafre, slightly smaller, is believed to have been constructed by Khufu's son, Khafre. The third and smallest is the Pyramid of Menkaure, said to be built by Khafre's son. These pyramids, along with the Great Sphinx, other burial tombs, and smaller pyramids, are the primary surviving structures from that era. In total, there are said to be 118 pyramids of various shapes and sizes, many of which have been weathered and eroded. Only a few remain in good condition, with the 3 aforementioned pyramids being particularly well preserved. The purpose behind constructing these pyramids was similar to that of other ancient monuments. They served as tombs for the pharaohs. The pharaohs believed in an afterlife, where the soul continued its journey after death. According to their beliefs, the soul would be judged by the gods in the underworld, and those who lived virtuous lives would attain immortality in the afterlife. To prepare for this journey, the pharaohs commissioned their own tombs during their reigns. Indeed, a significant amount of food, treasures, jewelry, furniture, and clothing were intended to be buried with the pharaohs in the pyramids to accompany them in the afterlife. Following their death, the pharaohs' bodies were mummified and placed within wooden or stone sarcophagi. One might question how we can be certain about the purpose of the pyramids. There are 2 main reasons. Firstly, inscriptions found on various pyramids, sarcophagi, and other texts provide insights into their customs and beliefs. Secondly, the majority of historical pyramids in Egypt and Sudan have been utilized as tombs. However, regarding the Great Pyramid of Giza specifically, no substantial evidence has been discovered regarding its specific purpose. As a result, alternative theories have emerged. When archaeologists explored the Great Pyramid, they found 3 relics and an empty sarcophagus. The sarcophagus is believed to have belonged to Khufu, and it is thought that the surrounding treasures were likely looted before the archaeologists arrived. Some individuals who disagree with the tomb theory propose alternative and rather unusual explanations. One popular theory that circulates is the notion that the Great Pyramid served as a power plant capable of generating electricity. Indeed, there are those who believe that ancient Egyptians possessed advanced technology, including the knowledge of harnessing electricity. They argue that certain ancient Egyptian artwork, found on the walls of temples supports the claim that they were constructing something resembling a light bulb. According to this theory, the Egyptians invented this technology, but it was subsequently lost over time. It is important to note that such conspiracy theories arise when there is a lack of substantial evidence to support them. Moreover, these theories often lack logical coherence. If light bulbs did exist in ancient Egypt, one would expect to find tangible evidence to support such a claim. However, no such evidence has been discovered. In reality, the artwork found on ancient Egyptian temples typically depicts mythological stories and symbolic representations, rather than literal depictions of advanced technology. It is crucial to approach these claims with skepticism and rely on credible archaeological evidence and scholarly research to gain a deeper understanding of ancient civilizations. Another popular theory put forward by American politician Ben Carson in 1998 suggests that the pyramids were actually granaries used to store crops. Carson further stated that his personal theory is that Joseph, who is mentioned in the Bible as the father of Jesus Christ, was responsible for building the pyramids for this purpose. It is important to recognize that such theories often arise from personal beliefs or religious appeasement rather than being supported by credible historical or archaeological evidence. In the case of Carson's theory, it aligns with a religious narrative rather than factual historical understanding. However, it is widely accepted among historians that the Great Pyramid of Giza and the other pyramids were indeed built as tombs for the pharaohs. In ancient Egyptian belief, a grand tomb with abundant treasures and food offerings was thought to ensure a prosperous afterlife for the pharaoh. Now, we get to the biggest question. How were these pyramids built? Truly, the construction of the pyramids remains a captivating enigma. How were individuals able to erect a towering structure reaching 147 meters in height? The colossal stones, weighing from 2.5 to 80 tons, were meticulously carved without the aid of advanced tools. Additionally, the method of stacking these stones upon each other raises further questions, considering the absence of wheeled transportation. Remarkably, the Great Pyramid of Giza is believed to have been constructed within a mere 20-year time frame. There are various theories surrounding the construction of the pyramids. However, before delving into those theories, it is important to address a common misconception. Many films depict slave labor as the force behind pyramid construction, with enslaved individuals enduring harsh conditions and brutal treatment. This portrayal, though prevalent in popular culture, is not accurate. The belief that slaves built the pyramids originated from the accounts of Greek historian Herodotus in the 5th century BC. However, contemporary understanding dismisses this notion. The individuals responsible for constructing the pyramids were highly skilled laborers who received ample provisions. They were well-fed, often better nourished than the average Egyptian citizen at the time, and resided in settlements near the construction sites. The construction of the pyramids was a collective effort involving various communities. During seasons when farmers were not occupied with their agricultural tasks, they would contribute their free time to the construction projects. This demonstrated a unified commitment among the citizens of the kingdom toward the success of this national undertaking, reflecting their loyalty to the pharaoh. The construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza involved an estimated workforce of 20,000 to 30,000 workers, laboring for approximately 10 hours per day. Regarding the construction materials, around 5.5 million tons of limestone, 8,000 tons of granite, and 500,000 tons of mortar were utilized. Most of these materials were sourced from nearby areas, and in some cases transported from regions around 800 kilometers away, such as southern Egypt. Copper was the predominant metal used during that time, and the tools employed in cutting the rocks were typically made of copper. For breaking the harder granite rocks, dolerite was employed. Indeed, the ancient Egyptians employed inventive techniques for quarrying and moving the stones. One such method involved identifying cracks and crevices in the rocks and inserting wooden wedges soaked in water. As the rocks absorbed the water, the wedges expanded, causing the rocks to split apart. The question of how these massive stones were transported poses an intriguing challenge considering the absence of wheeled vehicles during that time. One plausible theory suggests the use of rafts on the river to transport the stones from the quarries to the pyramid construction sites. Additionally, once the stones arrived at the pyramids, they were likely moved and stacked using sledges over wet ground. A study conducted in 2014 unveiled an interesting theory supported by a painting discovered in the tomb of Djehuti-Hutep, dating back to around 1900 BC. The painting portrays 170 individuals pulling a statue on a sledge, utilizing ropes to move the heavy load. This painting provides valuable insights into the methods employed by the ancient Egyptians in handling and transporting large objects. Initially, archaeologists interpreted the act of pouring water in front of the statue as a ritualistic tradition. However, further investigation led by physicist Daniel Bohn and his team revealed an interesting scientific aspect. Their experiments demonstrated that having a specific ratio of water mixed with the sand could reduce friction between the ground and the object being pulled. This optimal ratio ranged from 2 to 5% of water into the sand, providing a smoother surface for movement and facilitating the transportation of heavy loads on sledges. It makes it easier to pull things on wet sand. The next question is, how were the stones stacked on top of each other? How were these heavy stones lifted up without heavy machinery? Using a wooden ramp discovered in 2015, archaeologists believe that the ancient Egyptians developed an ingenious method to stack heavy stones without modern machinery. Since wheels were not available during the 4th dynasty, a system of pulleys was not feasible. Instead, they constructed an efficient system of ramps. The ramp was a straight slope from the ground to the top, with wooden pillars installed on the sides. Ropes were then used to pull the stones up the slope, as depicted in the artwork on the screen. Physicist Joseph West proposed this idea in 2014. According to one theory, after completing a level of the pyramid, the ancient Egyptians would have constructed a new slope with a reduced angle to stack the stones. This long slope would have allowed them to maintain a manageable incline. Another theory suggests the use of levers, where a long pole with weight on one side would facilitate lifting, turning, and placing the stones as planned. Scholars believe a similar mechanism called the shaduf was used in Egypt for centuries to draw water from the Nile for irrigation. However, these theories present challenges when considering the construction time of the pyramid. It was completed within 20 years, which would require an incredibly rapid pace of work if each stone had to be transported and placed using these methods. This inconsistency is why the mystery surrounding the construction of the pyramids persists to this day. While both theories have merit, they do not provide a complete explanation of the exact process. It is known that the lower layers of the pyramid were built without mortar, while mortar was added to the upper layers, increasing the structure's stability. This architectural choice, combined with the use of massive stones, has contributed to the longevity of the Pyramid of Giza, enabling it to withstand numerous earthquakes over thousands of years. There is a mystery surrounding the mortar used in the construction of the pyramids. Although scientists understand the chemical composition of the mortar, they have not been able to perfectly recreate it, adding to the enigma. Regarding the outermost layer of the pyramids, it was originally made of fine white limestone, which gave them a brilliant white appearance when illuminated by sunlight. However, over thousands of years, these outer layers have worn off from the pyramids of Khufu and Menkaure, with only a portion remaining at the top of the pyramid of Khafre. Moving on to the design of the pyramids, it is truly captivating. Despite the absence of compasses or modern technologies like GPS, the pyramids were precisely aligned with the cardinal directions of north, east, south, and west. The level of accuracy is remarkably close, with an error of only about 1/15 of a degree. Researchers have proposed various theoretical explanations for this achievement, with one popular theory suggesting that the Egyptians may have used the autumn equinox as a reference point. Indeed, the autumn equinox, when day and night are of equal length due to the Earth's tilt, could have been used as a reference point for aligning the pyramids. By observing the straight direction of the shadow on the ground during this event, the Egyptians could have achieved a similar degree of error in their calculations as the shadows themselves. Another intriguing theory proposes that the Egyptians used the constellations, particularly the stars in the sky, to guide their design and alignment. In 1989, Robert Bauval put forth the Orion correlation theory, suggesting that the three pyramids in Giza were intentionally aligned to mimic the three stars of Orion's belt. According to this theory, the ancient Egyptians possessed knowledge of astronomy and incorporated it into the design of the pyramids. These theories provide fascinating insights into the precision and intention behind the alignment of the pyramids, showcasing the remarkable knowledge and skills of the ancient Egyptians. The theory, suggesting the alignment of the pyramids with the stars, is considered a fringe theory. Fringe theories are those that deviate from mainstream or widely accepted beliefs. Historians and experts have raised valid points against this theory, such as the pyramids not being planned or constructed simultaneously. When astronomers tested the theory in 1999, studying the pyramids in relation to the stars in Orion's belt, it was discovered that the pyramids do not align precisely with the constellation as it appears today. Over thousands of years, the positions of stars have shifted, so the alignment observed in ancient times would have been different from what we see today. It is important to discuss and evaluate such theories, as they exemplify how humans often seek patterns and connections, even in situations where none may exist. While the alignment of the pyramids with Orion's belt may not hold up to scrutiny, it highlights our innate inclination to find meaning in patterns in the world around us. In the absence of concrete evidence or a precise explanation, people often resort to creating their own ideas or theories. Sometimes, these ideas can be exaggerated or even outlandish, such as the belief that aliens built the pyramids. These theories tend to go against the principles of scientific thinking, as they rely on shortcuts or unverified assumptions. It is indeed better to acknowledge the facts we have and clearly state what we do not know. By doing so, future generations of archaeologists, historians, and researchers can continue to explore and uncover the complete solutions or explanations behind these mysteries. This approach allows for a more thorough and rigorous investigation into the unknown. That's all for today, and as usual, pump your brains. Bye.